Hello everyone, Brett here, and I recently changed the strings on my guitar, and when I was doing that I sort of did a DIY fret crowning job because there were kind of some divots on my frets, and I found that it was getting harder for me to play. And actually I'm really surprised at the difference it made. I wanted to get this guitar ready to go and up to snuff because I knew I was going to be practicing the song for the newest tutorial on this channel, which is going to be a tutorial for the song Sunflower by Paddy Sun. Sun Peibo. Now, the version that we are going to be doing is going to be the version that Paddy Sun plays at the 2015 International Fingerstyle Guitar Festival in Vietnam. And the reason why that we're doing this specific version is that I found that his original version of Sunflower, like the most popular video on his channel, the video isn't super clear, and I wanted a video that the audio quality and also the video quality was clear so I could see exactly what he was doing when he was playing, so I can teach you what he's doing. There was also an abridged version which is on the Yunnan satellite TV. Very clear what he's doing there, except the audio and the video are out of sync. Also, the version is abridged, so we couldn't use that for this tutorial because we like to see the whole thing. So we are going to look at the whole different sections of the song. You're going to need your guitar in standard tuning, and we are also going to look at how to do the specific techniques which are in this song, which include tapping, harmonics, and a whole bunch of other fun things. Grab your guitar, and if this is your first time here, my name is Brett Vachon, and I produce fingerstyle guitar tutorials to help you play your favorite songs. So without further ado, let's go and start learning this song. Sunflower. We're going to get started with the introduction to Sunflower, which is a way for us to get our fingers warmed up, and it's going to start off like this. Okay, so very simple. As you can see, not much happens with the fretting hand. It's all in the right hand. And you're going to have your third finger at the 7th fret on the 4th string, and your index finger is going to be at the 5th fret on the 3rd string. We are going to be in steady 4/4 time throughout the whole song, and you're going to count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I did is, first I'm going to pluck the 5th string with my thumb on the first beat. Then after that, the thumb plays on the 4th string, and it's going to be 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then the ring finger gets the 1st string. So what's important here is that you're going to be passing between all of the strings, and the reason why I use different fingers for each of those strings is I find it's more precise than using only one finger for each of those. For me, it just sounds more flowing and less separated, whereas if I were to do everything just with one finger, I find there's a risk of me missing the strings. One finger per string, except for the thumb, which is allowed to go over more than one string. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So on the next one, it's going to be your 5th string that you're going to pluck with your thumb. Okay, then after that, we're going to count for a beat and a half. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and what I did here was thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, again on the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, and then 3rd strings. Okay, then I pluck the bass note, which is on the 1st beat, and then I finish as I started off the song, so 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd strings, and then with your ring finger, or any finger really, you can rake across the strings downwards from the top note to, I guess that makes it towards the ceiling move. We're going to go from the top to the bottom note. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to stay on this. I keep this measure very strict in time, but I think Paddy Sun, he kind of waits a little bit before moving into the main theme. Okay, once you've done the introduction, next you're going to have to do the verse. And when you're going to be doing this verse, you are going to have to do some percussive wrist bumps and some tapping on the body of the guitar, which I will show you how to do. But if you want more information on these percussive techniques, check out my course called Play Fingerstyle Guitar Now, where I have a complete lesson, video lesson that discusses these percussive techniques that you can add to your arrangements. So let's go and learn the verse. The main theme to Sunflower is going to be the verse. And so it's going to be the section that starts off like this. Etc. So as you can see, you are going to be playing the theme, and you are also going to do some wrist bumps and some taps. So we'll start off by explaining that first. Now, when you do the wrist bump, it's a backwards move that you have to hit this part of the guitar after you finish plucking the strings. So it's going to sound as simultaneous as you can. Basically, as soon as you pluck, it's a backwards movement with the hand like that. I always think though in two separate movements. It's always pluck first and then hit. So that's why. You can do them fast enough that it will sound as one move. The other thing is going to be the hit. Now, depending on how you hit the guitar, I just basically tap the pick guard with my middle finger. And depending on which finger that you use to tap, it's going to depend on how the next finger that you're going to be using to play the next melody note. So the reason why I tap with my middle finger is that also the nail is a little bit shorter for that, so I don't risk shattering my nail when I tap. And there's different ways that you can tap depending on the sound that you want to do. I think John Gum actually does like a total flick, like actually flicks the pick guard or even just part of the wood. Just that if you tap with your fingernail, it's going to chip some of the wood in your guitar and you may end up with a hole there eventually. I tap here just on the pick guard for different reasons. I can tap with the soft part of my finger. I can tap using that so I don't risk breaking my nail. And I don't want to tap here because you can get damage on the guitar if you tap too hard. And I don't have anything protecting that area, but you can buy pieces of plastic or something that will protect that area of your guitar if that's something that you wish to do. Once again, the move is on beats 1, it's going to be a wrist bump, and then on beats 3, it's going to be a tap. Now because I tap with this finger, the middle finger, you will see as soon as I finish tapping that, I need to get back into my neutral picking hand position, which I explained in my course Fingerstyle Guitar Now, but basically it's your hand when it's like totally neutral like this. It needs to come back into that position and be able to pluck. Now some fingerstyle guitarists, they have their like finger here, I guess, so to steady the hand as they pluck. And I suppose I could help if you're doing this sort of, I don't know how you do the bump, I guess, but as soon as you come back, then I guess you can be able to pluck easier, but I don't do that. So that's why I always pluck with the same finger when I'm going to do the melody and always tap with the same finger. So that being said, you're going to be doing this tapping and bumping all throughout the verse and the pre-chorus. The part that you're going to start off with is going to be an A minor 7 chord. So second finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and first finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. So we start off by plucking the 5th and the 1st strings. So thumb and ring fingers on the 5th and doing a bump. After that, you're going to play the 4th string and then the 3rd and 2nd strings together, and then it's your percussive tap. When you do this percussive tap, release your chord, and on the 1st string, which you pluck with the finger that you didn't use to tap, because maybe you can figure this out, but I can't tap and then go back and pluck a string. It just doesn't work. It's going to be 5, 3, 0 on the 1st string. These are all pull-offs, 5, 3, and 0. And then after that, you're going to pluck on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, this note D. The next section is going to involve your thumb, or I don't use my thumb, so I use different fingers. I use my first and then my 2nd finger to play this F chord. But Paddy Sun is going to be using his thumb to go from here and then to here. So I'll show you how to do it with your thumb. And then just if you want to do the fingering that I do, the finger pattern that I use is just replacing all of your other fingers. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers like that. So let's go back to the start of the verse again. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're here. So this is going to be a basic F pattern chord. You're going to need a finger on the 6th string at the 1st fret. It's going to be 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings at the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st frets like that. Okay, so you start by plucking the 6th and the 2nd strings. Thumb on the 4th, On the third string, you're going to have a 0 hammer on to 2. And as you do your hammer on into the second fret, you synchronize that with your tap. Because like I said, I tap with my middle finger and I don't use the same finger that I tap to pluck. I'm gonna pluck the second string with my index finger, and then I'm going to pluck the fourth string with my thumb. And then we're going to shift our whole apparatus up into the third position, which means that your index finger is going to be in your third fret, second string, and then your thumb is going to be in the sixth string, also at the third fret. And again, if you're using this fingering, because you don't use your thumb like me, that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so starting here at this F chord, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So on this beat, we're going to have, I guess you don't need these other fingers here. So we're going to have on our first beat, just the sixth string by itself, which you hit and pluck with your thumb. Okay, then after that, you're going to pluck the fourth and third strings, and then tap on beat number 3, and then pluck the second string as you slide from 5 to 8. You can slide from 5 to 8 with your first finger. So again, when you're sliding from 5 to 8, watching the destination, and then you're going to pluck the first string open. Okay, next, after that, you're going to be getting this note in the 6th string on the 8th fret, also bumping. And then we're going to play a harmonic, which is going to be at the 12th fret. It's going to be a third string harmonic, and then it's going to be your second and first strings harmonics. These are just natural harmonics plucked normally with your pinky finger on top of the fret. Okay, then after that, you're going to do your tap, and then you're going to play the 6th string, the 3rd string open, and then the 2nd string open as you slide all the way back into first position. Great. Start up again from the start of the verse. So we're going to have our A minor 7 chord. We're going to start on beat number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, F chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift up. 1, 2, tap. 5 to 8. And then it's going to be at the 8th fret. 1, 2, tap, and then 7th fret as you slide back into first position. Okay, so now we're going to continue on the verse. We basically do the same as we did to start off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now to finish, we're going to have 1, 2, tap, and then we're going to go back into first position, pull off from 1 to 0 on the 2nd string, and then plucking the 3rd string with our finger in the 2nd fret. You can have your 3rd finger into the 2nd fret here, because we're going to be playing this. Alright, so now what this is you're going to pluck the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and on the 3rd beat you just do a regular thumb slap. Not a percussive tap, just a thumb slap. And then up at the 8th fret, you can do a sort of bend, or I do like a wide vibrato. And then we're going to go back and repeat the whole verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so to finish the verse, what we're going to do here, we're going to first pluck our note, which is on the 6th string, 3rd fret. Then after that, we pluck our 4th, 3rd strings open, tap, and then to finish, we are plucking the 3rd and then the 2nd strings, and then going into our A minor shape. Now, what we're going to do in the next measure is we play the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then 2nd string with the ring finger, and we pluck and go from 0 to 1 to then pull off. So this is legato playing, 0, 1, 0. And then on the 3rd string, you're going to play 2 and then 0. Like that. So that's how we finish the verse, basically after playing this. this lets us go into the pre-chorus, and that's the only time that we're going to play that section that way to finish the verse, because the next time you play the verse, you're going to do something else. Once we have done the verse, we are going to do the pre-chorus, and this is a section of the song that only occurs once. So if you know my method for learning songs, I recommend doing the parts that you do least first. I would recommend actually practicing the verse and the pre-chorus, because these are the sections of the songs that you do the fewest in all of Sunflower. So here's how we play the pre-chorus. So I want to caution you against doing parts of the song which are too quick. So taking a tempo that's too fast. Make sure that you keep a tempo that is more relaxed. The pre-chorus section that we're going to do is the only part of the song that you only need to play once. That heads into the chorus after that. So once again, we're going to start off into our first position, and we are going to have some double hammer-ons to do. I don't use my thumb when it's double hammer-ons because I find I'm not very good at doing hammer-ons when I've got my thumb wrapped around the guitar neck. I find it tenses up my whole hand. But I'll show you how to do it. So we start off with playing our sixth and our first strings at the same time, thumb and ring finger. Then after that, you're going to pluck the fourth string, which has your third finger into the fourth string, third fret. Then after that, you're going to play the third and the second strings together, and you're going to do a double hammer-on. As you do your double hammer-on, we once again do our tap, which is going to be tapping on the third beat, and where we tap over. In this section, I've explained that whole thing in the verse. Okay, then immediately after tapping, you have to come back and again pluck the third and second strings. So in this case, because there are two fingers that tap and then need to come back and play, I find that's less difficult than actually tapping and trying to play with one finger, being accurate with my strings. So I tap sometimes with both of the fingers, tapping in that area, and then come back and pluck those two strings again, the third and the second string. So once again, that's plucking the sixth and the first strings together, plucking the fourth string, plucking the third and second strings, tapping, hammering into the second and the first fret as you do your percussive tap on the third beat. Come back and re-pluck again the third and second strings. And now we're going to move up into the fourth and the third frets. On the first beat, next, when you pluck the sixth string, you're going to do your tap. Then after that, we're going to pluck the fourth and then the third and the second strings together. And then you're going to tap. And then we're going to slide from 5 to 8 and then open first string as we get into the next part where we've seen these harmonics before. Let's go back and start off the pre-chorus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, slide 1. Okay, so on the first beat of that, we are going to be plucking the sixth string as we have I've got my index finger. I'm not 100% sure I don't think he uses his thumb in this case because it's kind of hard for you to stretch your thumb from your 8th to your 12th frets. So you're going to be playing the sixth string with your thumb and doing your percussive tap. And then after that, you pluck the third and then the second and first strings together as harmonic tones, which we just talked about. Okay, and then after that, you're going to tap and you need to play this. So it's tap, thumb, index, middle. And thumb on the sixth, index, and middle on the third and the second strings, which are open. Next, you're going to play this section, which is like this. And I find it's difficult to play the very last thumb tap because it gives you thumb and bump, like 2 thumb and bumps in a row, like this. So I actually leave that one out, but we'll leave it in for the purposes of this tutorial. So we play the 6th string with our index finger in the 7th fret. It's going to be 6, with a bump, then third, second, then sixth string again with a bump with this finger in the 8th fret, then it's third and second strings, and then go back into the 3rd fret, play and bump, and then play the second string, and then immediately after that you go into your F shape, which I guess we're going to do with the thumb. And I find it's quite difficult to coordinate all of those, like especially if you're trying to speed it up. So once again, or you could just leave out the bumps entirely. But it does add a little extra bass kick to when you're doing it, which does sound kind of cool. Okay, so then after we're going to go back to our F shape. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what we did here is when we're at the G shape, we have 6th string, 4th string, 5th fret, and then 3rd and 2nd strings together. Tap, and then pluck the 3rd and 2nd open strings, and then pluck the 3rd and 4th strings with your 2nd and your 3rd fingers into the 2nd fret. Important now to take your 2nd and your 3rd fingers. Okay, because now what we are going to do is the sliding part where you slide to all the way up to the, I guess it's the 14th fret. So on the first beat, we pluck the 5th string open. Next after that, we pluck the 4th and the 3rd strings, sliding up from 2 to 5. Then tap, then pluck the 5th string, then pluck the 4th and 3rd strings together, go up to the 9th fret, tap, pluck the 5th, and then go up to the 14th fret, tap, and then with your index finger at the 12th fret, you're going to play natural harmonics on the 4th and 3rd strings, of course. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, when you're doing the sliding, always look at your destination. So here I'm going to be looking, before I move to 5, I'm already looking at 5. And when I'm moving to 9, I'm already looking at 9 before I move my whole hand. All right, now we're going to continue on with the pre-chorus, and we've started off with our F chord. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, next after that, we're going to slide 2nd and 3rd fingers are going to slide on the 4th and 3rd strings from the 5th to the 7th fret. And then you're going to play the 1st string open after that. So that's the only difference there. The first time I think we did this, here we're going to do this. Great. All right, next after that, 8th fret, like we've seen before, natural harmonics, 3rd, 2nd strings, tap. And then what we're going to do here is, I'm not 100% like clear, but I'm like 99% sure this is what it is. You pluck on your 3rd string, pull off from 10 to 9, and then pluck the 4th and 3rd strings together and at 10 and at 9. So, okay, then after that you're going to pluck the 6th string, which is still at the 8th fret. Then you pluck the 4th string, and then letting that ring through, you pluck the 1st, 2nd, and you can even pluck the 3rd string if you want because it's the same note. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4, and those parts of the measure is going to be plucking your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers with ring, middle, and index fingers. Okay, next after that we're going to get a B flat chord. So what's kind of interesting about this chord is that even though technically it does require doing a bar, you actually don't really need to bar anything else except for the 5th and actually the 1st string. So you can actually keep your finger quite curved in this case. It's not normally what you're supposed to do when you do bar, but in this case you can keep your finger curled. What is important is that you keep these fingers, which are in the 3rd, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings on the 3rd fret. Make sure these fingers are curled and make sure they're actually pushing in well. We're going to first pluck the 5th and the 2nd strings together. And so we're going to have on beat number 1, we pluck and tap. Next after that, we're going to pluck the 4th string, the 2nd and 3rd strings together, percussive tap on the 3rd beat, pluck the 1st string open with your ring finger because you've just tapped with your middle, And then after that, you're going to once again pluck with your ring finger on the first string, but it's going to be plucking this time as you curl around and compress and touch the first string with the other part of your finger, if that makes sense. 1, like that. Kind of a difficult part of the song, this chord, this B flat chord. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and again, and 4, and it's going to be plucking first, second, and third strings. Okay, and to finish, the pre-chorus is the easiest part of the song, I think. Before you launch yourself into the chorus, which includes all of the tapping. Okay, so you play the 6th string, play the 3rd and the 1st strings together with your index finger into the 3rd string 1st fret, 3rd string 1st fret. You're going to play this. Then it's going to be at the 2nd fret on the 3rd and the 1st strings, and then move into the 4th fret, pluck your 6th string, and then bend up on the 5th fret on the 1st string. And then it's 1st, 2nd, and then rake up, because you're going to rake down on the 1st beat of the chorus. Like that. The next section of the song is the chorus of the song, and this is the part where you're going to have to practice your tapping technique. I don't have a specific video on this channel about tapping, I don't think. These specific techniques are covered in my video course, which is called Play Fingerstyle Guitar Now. So you can check out that course if you need some more help on doing these specific techniques. These techniques are covered in that course, and the link for the course is in the description. Okay, so let's continue on our learning. The next section of Sunflower involves doing some tapping and also some slap harmonics. So it goes like this. Etc. And I'll explain how to finish the chorus at the end of that. So we strum down on the first beat. Oh yeah, I don't do thumb position, again, especially for this chord moving out here. I find it's a lot easier, these kind of power chord shapes, to do, you know, 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd fingers, but Paddy does use his thumb again for these power chord shapes. The only time that this kind of makes sense is this A minor shape, because I don't use my thumb. I have to do this, and I do agree that this way of doing it is easier to do it than this, because of the way that you have to sort of cram your fingers into that shape. We'll get to there in a second. First, let's start off with this F chord. So strum down just with a flick, kind of a nail attack way with your fingers on all the strings, making sure that you aim for the bass strings and leave off the 1st and the 2nd strings. Okay, next you're going to tap into the 5th fret on the 1st string. So, and then pull off, pulling upwards like this. So you grab the string and then pull it up. Tap and then pull up. If you have a nail, that helps, because you can sort of just rotate your finger, and by rotating it, it automatically makes the string pull off, give a pull off sort of sound. Okay, so then after 5 to 0, with the same finger, tap into the 7th fret on the 3rd string. After, when you tap onto the 3rd string, you're going to pluck some open strings. So it's going to be tap into the 7th fret, pluck the 1st, pluck the 2nd, and then pull off with your index finger, just plucking that. When you pull off your 3rd finger note from that tap note, you're going to actually be moving into the next chord, which is a G power chord shape. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Okay, next in this measure, you're going to flick down twice, down, down. In the 4th string, you're going to go from 9 to 10 to 9, and then you're going to rake up on both the 3rd and the 4th string. So even though you're tapping from 9 to 10 to 9, when you get back to 9, very roughly pull up, and you should be able to snag both of those strings. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Okay, next we're into this shape. So again, as you can see when I'm doing it, I'm going to have this configuration, which is one finger in the 6th string 5th fret, another one is going to be the 3rd string 5th fret, and then 2 fingers over here into the 7th fret, 5th and 4th strings, okay? So if you use your thumb, it's thumb on the 6th string and then index finger on the 3rd string and the 5th fret. And I do agree this is probably the best way to do this. So you need to sound an A minor chord, so you're going to be down, down, and then these are harmonics here. So you're going to have to get the 1st and 2nd string harmonics at the 12th fret. There's a harmonic here at the 14th fret, which you can attempt to get as you're doing your slap harmonic, but it's not going to be your main focus. The main focus of where the force is when you're going to be landing your slap harmonic is going to be the 12th fret. So you want to hit at the 12th fret, at the 14th fret, and rebound as quickly as you can. And it should give you some really nice sounding slap harmonics. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. On the end, you're going to strum up, and then it's up, up, and then it's down on some like ghost notes, because you're going to be shifting this shape down into the G power chord shape. Now, so the G power chord shape was 3rd and 5th frets on the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, and you can either have the open 3rd string or have your one of these fingers covering the 3rd string at the 4th fret. It's really up to you. You can see I have down ghost and then down on that G power chord shape, and then it's going to be rake up on some open strings to get you back into the F power chord shape. Continuing on the chorus, we're going to go back to our F shape. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and all right, in this section we're going to tap from 9 to 12 to 9 and then rake up. And that's the only part that's different from that tapping section. You can also tap with 2 fingers, which will give you more stability, but it's just important for you to be able to hear 9 to 12 to 9. Okay, and then rake up. Okay, so to finish the section, it's going to be the same way that you just finished it. First half of the chorus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go back and do the chorus once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 9 to 12 to 9, pull off. All right, and now to finish and to go on to the bridge, we are going to do like this. Down, down, tap at 12, and then tap at 19. So 19th fret, when you're holding this chord shape, the A minor shape, you will be able to tap at the 19th fret, and you will get some great harmonics here. There's a good one also on the 4th string, but the 3rd string is totally dead, so don't worry about it. Once you've tapped that harmonic at the 19th fret, immediately after that you strum up, up, down, and then it's down on open strings, and then you pluck the 1st string open, and that's going to send you into the bridge. So once again, to finish the chorus, to go into the bridge section, we have our A minor shape. We are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this goes into the bridge. The first time you will have done the chorus, we are going to move immediately on to do the bridge. And so the bridge section is kind of the quieter part of the song. Now, if you're having trouble finding your way through the whole song, you may want to have a look at the tabs. And I do have tabs which are on my Subscribe Star page, so the link for that is in the description. So we're going to continue on to the video. As long as you've practiced the intro, the bridge should really be a piece of cake. We are going to First, slide into the 8th fret on the 5th string, sliding in with our pinky finger, and you're going to play like this. Etc. And it finishes by heading into the chorus after that. Okay, so we're up here into the 8th fret on the 5th string. Our 3rd finger is on the 4th string at the 7th fret. And then our 1st finger is on the 3rd string at the 5th fret. Cool. All right, so we're going to pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 1st. This should be totally familiar because it's exactly how we started off the song. Okay, and then after that, we're going to do this pattern. Now, the rhythm here is going to be sort of like a triplet quarter note pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the next part is this. And the only part that changes is that, as you can see, I've got to get, as I'm holding this, a harmonic at the 7th fret with my pinky finger. Now, when you're doing harmonics with a single note on a single string, remove the fingertip as soon as you can because you don't want to risk muffling the string that you've just played the harmonic note. So you have to be extremely accurate with where you place the finger. So finger placement on top of the fret with the fingertip, and the fingertip immediately leaves. Now I'm showing you like this without any fingers that are holding any chords, but so exact same fingering with the right hand. I mean 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then 1st finger. Plucking that and pulling away. And then plucking the 5th string. And then it's going to be 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, and then 3rd. Cool. All right, the next half of the bridge starts off like the first did. And then it's going to do this. So what this is I'm going to play the 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Instead of playing a harmonic on the 1st string, my pinky finger is going to press down onto the 1st string at the 7th fret. Then after that, I'm going to pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd, pluck the 1st string again with my ring finger, slide from 7 to 8. So by sliding, when I do my slide, I kind of rotate out my finger. Does that make sense? I'm going to slide quickly into the 8th fret. Then after that, I play the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then open 1st string. Great. Then I repeat exactly just what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to finish the bridge there. So a little variation that I did, which you may have noticed. I have 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then 2nd, 3rd, 1st string open. Then I pluck the 5th string, and then it's 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, and then 3rd. Okay, and the last 2 measures of the bridge section that we're doing is going to be plucking the 6th string, and then it's going to be going into this E7 dominant chord, dominant E7. So I have my E7 shape with my pinky finger on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. So 5th string 2nd fret, and then 3rd string 1st fret. So I have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then rake up, and then it's up, down, and then I repeat the chorus. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, rake up, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and And that sends me into the chorus. Okay, now we are going to look at how to finish the song Sunflower. But if you like this whole tutorial series, please make sure that you give a like to the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you like these very intricate deep dive videos into fingerstyle guitar songs, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want a tutorial of a song that you're trying to learn, you can also leave a comment in the comment section. So let's continue on with our tutorial. You've pretty much learned the entire song by this moment. All you're going to do now is after you finish doing that bridge, you're going to do your chorus. As usual, as you've done. The only thing that's going to change is when you finish doing the chorus, like this part, and you're ready to tap at the 19th fret, you're going to let that ring. And that's going to, after that, send you into a different verse. The verse, which I call verse 2, it's going to start off simply by strumming an A minor 7 chord. Okay, so you have 2 fingers on the guitar. You've got your second and your first fingers at the 4th string 2nd fret, and then 2nd string 1st fret. That's A minor 7. On the first 2 beats, you strum your A minor 7 chord. Then you tap, and then it's back into the verse. No changes at all. The only thing that changes is when you're going to finish, like you're going to do that whole section of the verse, and to finish the verse, you're going to go pull off from 1 to 0 to 2, and then you do this ending, which is like that. So the ending is very simply holding an A minor chord, and you're going to pluck first the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then 2nd string. You're going to hammer from 0 to 1 and then pull off. And then you're going to play the 3rd string. And then your pinky finger goes into the 1st string on the 3rd fret. Then after that you pluck 5th, 4th, 3rd. And then on the 1st string it's going to be 0, 3 to 0. And then open 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then rake up on those, and that finishes Sunflower. And at this section you can be very, very, very slow with your tempo. So let's review how you're going to finish the song Sunflower. So you're going to be doing your chorus, ending here, and then starting the verse again, etc. And then when you're going to finish the verse, it will send you this ending, which you will play here, and then finish with a raking chord. So that's how you finish Sunflower. If you made it all the way to the end, be sure to leave a comment and tell me what your favorite part of the song was. If you would like to continue your fingerstyle guitar learning and learn a song that's about the similar level as this one, I would recommend learning River Flows in You by Alip Ba Ta. That's a very fun song to learn, which is also not very complex and has different sections that will help you hone your fingerstyle guitar skills. That's it for today's tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next video.